Adorama TV presents You Keep Shooting with Brian Peterson.
So we find ourselves here in the Oregon's Van Duzer corridor of the Coast Range. I'm here with a group of my students, and we stopped specifically for several reasons. One, we had this wonderful road in the Van Duzer corridor. That's a walkable road, meaning there's no vehicle traffic allowed. So this made it really nice for us to make a photograph of one of my students, who in turn is donning a yellow raincoat, something I carry with me quite often, as a color complement to a given scene. One of my other students happened to purchase a red umbrella, so we're all set. We got all this forest of green, and we've got the student wearing the yellow raincoat and the red umbrella being held by them as well. So we got this fantastic image possibility of color and contrast. Hi, I'm Brian Peterson, and you're watching Adorama TV. So what we're going to do here, we're going to be utilizing the wide-angle lens because we want to get a really wide and sweeping vision of the forest surrounding that very, very, very small person that's in the forest. In a way, a way of kind of creating a degree of humility for the person in the scene. The grandeur of the wide forest. So, wide-angle lens in this case, I'm using a 16 to 35 Nikkor lens on a full-frame Nikon D3X. In addition, it's vitally important that I use a polarizing filter because the forest is rather wet, caused by the overnight rains that took place here last evening. That gray glare that's found on the foliage is going to be eliminated because of the polarizing filter. So, all things said and done, I don't have a great deal of depth of field concerns here because of my distance to the subject, Gigi, the model. I'm going to be able to use this, a who cares aperture, as I call f8, f9. So at f8, I'm getting an exposure time with a polarizing filter of 1/8 of a second. So, excuse me, a 1/15 of a second. And believe it or not, I can handhold a 1/15 of a second, as you're going to see me do here. But one of the things I want to make a point and mention to you is composition. This, in my mind, is what I will see a lot of students do. They're going to put that subject right smack dab in the middle, not taking advantage of the leading line, and as you can see, it's somewhat static. Compared to the next photograph where I raise the camera up, bring the horizon line down to the bottom third, utilize this leading line, and take a look, and now the forest is much taller, greater grandeur of the forest, as we say, and now I think you'll agree it's a much better image. We've also moved the subject off to the right. A couple of things to consider the next time you're out shooting a landscape in the woods. Wide-angle lens in this case, polarizing filter because it rained the night before, and a color contrast, in this case the yellow rain slicker combined with a red umbrella. Until next time, this is Brian Peterson saying, you keep shooting.
This episode is brought to you by Adorama TV. Visit the Adorama Learning Center where you'll find photography tips and techniques, links to the gear used in this episode, and related videos. For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. And the next time you're in New York City, visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.